Yo, what's up, guys? I played a game of Dota 2 off stream this morning, and I wanted to take a chance to do a full commentating of a game I've played before. When I play off stream, I generally have more mental preparation because I'm not distracted by anything else. I get to rethink things, and I also feel like I can take more risk because, for one, people cannot see my minimap. If there are any bad actors on the enemy team that might be tempted to have the stream on in the background, so therefore I can take more risk. And I also remove the suspicion that if I die, it could be something like they were watching my stream. So like I feel 100% accountable, 100% responsible, 100% fair process. And that makes it pretty interesting. And if I go for like a bad item, I'll only get flamed by like 4 teammates instead of by my entire Twitch chat. So I played a game of Kunkka pretty much right out of bed this morning. I've really been enjoying 1 or 2 games sometimes off stream. And also to practice. It's not cheating on you guys. It's just I want to practice so I can be better for you guys. You see? So I went for a Kunkka game. I've been pretty into Kunkka recently. And as I normally don't often talk enough in the game, like I just can't. I'm focused, right? I'm trying to learn, trying to make good decisions. And now I can talk through everything I was doing in this game so that maybe we can learn a little bit more together. And maybe if 1 or 2 people learn something from this, that's good enough already. And for the rest, I'll be showing a game that no one else has seen before, except the other 9 players in this game. So, started off over here with a smoke. I think Silencer cast the smoke so that he could place this ward. I decided to walk up, saw my smoke break, and then turned around immediately. I didn't pick skill yet because I wanted to make sure, and I'm going to put this on player camera, I wanted to make sure that I can pick stun for first blood if it becomes necessary. I have a gyrocopter, a silencer, a wind ranger, and a Zeus. I'm the only frontliner, so I wanted to build pretty tanky. Most of the times when I've been playing Kunkka recently, I've kind of been mindlessly going one build, and that's really helpful for me because when I go for one build, then I don't have to think as much about that, and I can focus on his core mechanics, how to use his abilities. But I've gained enough familiarity with his standard combos and his kit. I know what his axe does and his shard, that I can start to diversify my item build a little bit. The build I had gone for previously, for the most part, was bracers, face boots, magic wand, and then I would usually get blade mail, and sometimes I would go straight into ags, even if I didn't have level 4 Q yet, which was pretty bad. But I would usually go blade mail, double bracers, and then I would go for axe, I would get shard, and then I would usually get assault cuirass. But it left me pretty unsatisfied. I tried another build as well, which is to get a shadow blade after face boots, magic wand, bracers. The shadow blade is pretty nice. It leads to silver edge. You can do a big crit surprise from out of nowhere. It allows me to split push a little bit better, so that's pretty nice as well. Looking at this game, I realized I am the frontliner until Gyrocopter has Aegis. Oh yeah, I remember what happened here. We'll continue about the item soon. What happened here, I wanted to harass Ursa, and I heard some sound in the back of my mind. It was Abaddon and Silencer fighting. And then he was like asking me to start hitting Abaddon. And I didn't notice it on time. So I showed up and we got first blooded, which Silencer was pretty angry about. He let me know in no uncertain terms that he was not happy about it. This Ursa seemed pretty bad, to be honest. There were 2 range creeps next to him that got weakened by my Tidebringer and by Arcane Curse, and he did not deny them. It was pretty easy. It's also an Ursa with a Blood Grenade, so he's got fewer stats, and Ursa has really low last hit damage early game. So it's pretty hard for him to confirm last hit. I'm doing 15 damage more per hit, and it's really just, he's banking on having a first blood from it, but Abaddon already claimed it because I abandoned my silencer. So we got pretty good last hits here. Ursa, not as bad, but we got a bunch of denies, so XP is going well. So back to the items. Silver Edge and Assault Cuirass were my late game items. And one thing that I really haven't done yet much is Heart of Tarask, Radiance. I have a so-so amount of Blade Mail experience, and I have no experience with other items from those either. I've had a couple of Octarines. So because I'm frontline, Tarask feels pretty good this game. And also, against Ursa and Axe, I want to survive the initial blow-up. I want to survive Laguna Blades, I want to survive Ursa's all-in. I would like to survive Axe Call. I would like to sometimes disengage when Ursa has lots of Fury swipes on me. So Tarask can do that for me. They don't have something that punishes Heart of Tarask, such as like a Necrophos that removes regeneration. They don't have natural Spirit Vessel builders, though Abaddon could do it, I suppose. Spirit Vessel is a good counter to Strength Heroes and to Heart of Tarask. I think Abaddon should build Spirit Vessel this game. So Silencer didn't have a lot of faith in me. I tried to play like the early game with Kunkka, mostly around Harass. If I have a support that can get the enemy range creeps to like half-life, my Tidebringer will finish it. But what happens a lot to me is that I try to do like a harass against the enemy carry by Tidebringering, and then I put the range creeps on like 10% life, which leaves me in a really bad spot where I'm forced to predictably overextend.
I think nautical.
I think I'm gonna get both of these with Tidebringer. Yeah, okay, there we go. So net worth is chugging along quite nicely. Recently I saw a replay where Kunkka went for Radiance. And the moment I saw it, I'm a big fan of Radiance in general. I was like, hey, that seems pretty good. And there are a couple of reasons for why it's good in general and why I think it could be good now. I think it's good in general because Radiance has a lot of right-click damage. And Kunkka loves to cleave with that. He loves to do like a big burst. Kunkka usually prefers to hit every 4 seconds in the mid game rather than going full head to head. You don't want to go full head to head. Usually you're not tanky enough for that. Your hits do pretty good damage, like 200 damage in the mid game, but you need to be very comfortable with like weaving in and out of battle every 4 seconds. You play around your spell combos, of course, but as far as your auto attack goes, you're not looking to optimize attack speed, but you're looking to optimize burst. That's why Radiance is like better than like a Moon Shard. And that's why Daedalus is better than an Assault Cuirass. But you're also playing offlane. So, oh, this was an interesting moment. I wanted to chase Abaddon, but I left my Silencer. And he got upset at me again. I don't know if I could have saved him, because he got... I called him a trusty mate, because he was flaming me. But I meant the misheard lyrics of a trusty mate. I meant to say, you're an atrocity, mate. But I'm not sure if it got lost in translation or not. This is an off-stream game I played, LaFancy Turtle. So because I'm playing offlane, I'm perfectly willing to build items that do not necessarily benefit my core kit as much, like Assault Cuirass, but that are still good for the team. So anytime you start a game, you can think like, which aura items are good for me? Assault Cuirass is decent against Ursa. It's pretty damn decent. It's pretty useless against Jakiro, Axe, and Abaddon. And it's kind of okay against Lina as well. Then Assault Cuirass is very good for Gyrocopter. It's good for Wind Ranger, even though she's position 5. Therefore, she doesn't matter as much. And it doesn't do much for Zeus. And it's okay for me. The armor is quite nice, but the attack speed is somewhat meh. So I would say that Assault Cuirass is a key item for Kunkka as well. So I queue up Radiance. Why? Well, the mischance is really good against Ursa. Ursa generally prefers... Hold on. Got this fight coming. I didn't have enough mana to cast Q, but I did kill him with the Tidebringer, angling on the creep, so that was nice. There's a couple of reasons Radiance is good here. If Ursa can avoid it, he would prefer not to build Monkey King Bar. He'll do it against PA, but he prefers not to. And generally, I shouldn't be his target. So the mischance for Radiance is nice, but the main thing is making him miss attacks against my allies. And allies that don't have much armor or don't have much health benefit more from evasion than allies that have a lot of health and armor. So that's why Radiance, in theory, if you were to compare them one-to-one, does even more than AC when it comes to keeping people safe from Ursa. And the second reason, and this was a big sell for me, is I can farm with it. And I've noticed that many games go really late game. Lina came in here. We got the Ursa, but Lina came in and got the kill on me. Many games go late game in my pubs. On the new map, it's pretty rare to have 30-minute games. It happens sometimes. There was one day where it was full 35-minute games. But I have so many 50-minute games, despite my best intentions to play active, proactive, gank for smokes. Sometimes there's like a guy on the team that solo smoke of the seat all the time, so you don't have any smokes left to make a team play. Sometimes your team is just sitting on their ass and they just don't want to do anything active with you. So because of that, if I make sure that as a position 3, I at least have the ability, the recourse, to play a greedier, farm-heavy game, then I can scale into the late game much better. Because what I noticed is, if I'm rushing Shard and Ags, I'm like, okay, cool, let's get a team fight. You know, let's go look for them. And then I see all my supports farming jungle, and I see my carry isn't ready, and I see my mid is actually playing Morphling, and he's never ready, and in fact all Morphlings at my level suck. But the point is, if I build for the team, and I build full CC, and let's say the equivalent, if you go with Kunkka, you go for Ag Shard immediately, it's kind of like playing Tidehunter with Guardian Greaves into Blink, right? It's pretty strong. We got the kill here too, for sure. So the combo got better. Get the stun, get the second stun. Takes a lot to kill the Axe, but we got him. So that was really, really good. That's going to take our win chance up quite a bit. But yeah, if you play like Tidehunter with 1 or 2 auras and then a blink, you pretty much can do nothing by yourself. But if you play Tidehunter with Desolator, Satanic and Daedalus, and you start stacking the Carapace level 20 talent, now we're talking, right? Now we can actually kill people by ourselves, but we still have Ravage for the team. So I've been thinking a lot about this, what kind of player I want to be on the offlane. And I would like to have at least the recourse to also farm. I'll eventually still get Axe and Shard, but now I've got options. So that E lasted very brief, 1.2 seconds, because he was enraged. So that's also why I want Radiance. And the final reason why I want Radiance is because it disassembles into Nullifier. Nullifier is a key item on Jakiro, Lina and Ursa. Lina generally uses Force Staff or Yule Scepter of Divinity. And Jakiro often uses Ghost Scepter and Force Staff. And sometimes Yule's as well, in fact. And all of those can be nullified with the Nullifier item. And then Ursa, he gets his overpower stacks removed. So he doesn't have attack speed anymore when he jumps in. You can nullify him at no mana cost twice per 10 seconds for 5 seconds each time. Once per 10 seconds, 5 seconds uptime. So it's pretty much got 50% uptime every 10 seconds. It's really good. And you can just spam it. So my late game plan is to build Nullifier. And now I see they're coming for me. I'm trying to run away. Doesn't it cost like 50 mana now? I think it's free. I was trying to boat here and then TP away, but I should have walked it a little bit more. So I'm not like in the path of the most obvious ice path. End up dying here. Silence, of course, useless because I'm not going to get away from this. It's a 4-man rotation though. Lina, Windranger tried to come and save me. So, I've talked about the items. Let's start looking a bit more at the Miniche. So at this time, nobody lost any tier 1 towers yet. So where would you TP? I'm gonna TP bot because they're making a play there. Actually, I don't have a TP. I'm gonna have to walk bot. It's gonna take a long time. I also saw a question in chat. Why face boots? Do you really need to walk through creeps? You have so much CC already. When the enemy CC'd, why should you need to be fast? You still need to catch them first. And face boots is the difference between whether you will catch them or not. Face Boots also gives damage, which synergizes with Tidebringer. And it also gives armor, which helps against Lina and Ursa. It's usually, for a core, it's between Power Treads or Face Boots, unless you are somehow a very logical Boots of Travel user. So I was hoping for some help here, but I'm mostly just trying to stay alive. There are no creeps, so Axe can't kill me. I still panicked, and I used a boat, and that was probably the worst boat in the game. Zeus frontline a bit much, maybe didn't read the situation properly. I got an E on Ursa, and I got some cleave damage with Tidebringer. I'm trying to, like, I don't like this fight, so I'm just staying back. I don't have a lot of abilities. But it's getting better now. They're getting low, so I can go in for some kills. I still don't have W on autocast, but I feel like it's time to put it on autocast now. I'm still manually casting it every time it's right. Here, I think I played it too safe, probably. It's pretty hard. Like, there were two people really low. Ursa was still in the shadows. I think I could have played this more daringly when I look at it now. I still had like 1,000 life. But at least I did not die. Yeah, 2 defensive boats, but I think you need to be willing to use boats defensively. It gives you 45% damage delay. Actually, the way that Rum works, that makes Heart of Terras so good, doesn't it? Because it's a damage delay, and then you have loads of regen. So when I think of the map now, there's a couple of things as a Kunkka player that I would want. I would like to have stacks on the Ancients, but in this case, I have a position 1 that also wants stacks. So even if we had any, I could no longer take them, because Gyro will take them. If my position 1 was Slark, I'm free to stack the Ancients and then also take them. I want the top tier 1 tower down to create space for Gyro. We could also play from bot. If the 4 of us play into bot offlane tower, and we make it a goal to attack this, then Gyro would gain space top. But the problem is he can't move that far out as well. He could only take this hard camp, and then he would have to go back. And ideally he's going to have an observer ward here or here. At this point I decided to leave top because I felt like it was getting crowded. There are lots of stacks, but they are for Gyro. And I shouldn't be taking the lane farm either, because, well, Gyro is probably going to want to take that. So he got a lot of XP here. I decided to play into the other lane, slowly farming my way bot. I still have TP, so if I could apply pressure bot, then maybe I could take away some attention from top. If I see an Abaddon running at me, I don't want to fight with that, even if I'm stronger, because I see the Ursa behind it. We have 2 wards deep in their jungle. I'm just playing it safe for now, and then I'm planning to make it to bot tier 1 tower to start playing from there. I'm pretty easily able to help top if they decide to fight there. And I do in fact TP there, because they are attacking tier 1 tower, and generally people TP to defend it. So I figure even if I hide for a while, I'm going to be able to help. And I just assembled my Radiance. So this is an aura item that you can farm with, but I feel like Radiance generally should be used immediately in a battle. The damage is most relevant now. So I'm going to come in. We're going to get the kill on Jakiro. Killing Courier, of course. Courier before all else. I was trying to body block Ursa, but I body blocked Silencer instead. I can combo Lina, but I failed. I'm trying to run away now. Using the level 10 talent to slow Ursa with the cleave. I think I'm gonna die. Yeah. So, our win chance drops from 60% to less than, and we still don't have the tower. So that was not good for us. Looking back, would I have town portaled again? I think yes. What did we do after I killed Jakiro? I killed Abaddon's Courier, then I killed a wave, and then my Silencer got backdoored by Ursa. Which I guess should have been predictable. What would I do next time? Maybe do the same, but after killing Jakiro, pull back and go on the left side of the tower again. I could also not have TP'd at all, and then go for either mid or bot. That's always gonna have value, but as an offlaner with my ulti available, I feel like I should TP and go with the team. I paused because Silencer's AFK. I also reported him. Silencer had been like kind of toxic until now, like not too bad. But then I saw he didn't move for a while. I'm like, is he one of those? So I went for a quick report. Nothing personal, nothing emotional, just a dispassionate report. I talked to him on voice. I talked to him in chat. I said, "You're alive," and he didn't move for like 10 seconds. So I paused and reported. So now I'm going to get Blade Mail. Blade Mail is going to be pretty good against Jakiro. It's going to be good against Ursa when he has no stacks, when he has no ult. And it's going to be good against Lina. Also, it's a cheap item that gives a little bit of extra armor and damage, so that's pretty good for me. I saw a cool video by BSJ on why Blade Mail is good and why it's not. So let's first go with the why it's not good. The way that he says that they play around Blade Mail at High Immortal is they engage with you, you turn on Blade Mail, they Spirit Vessel you, and then they walk away. And then they Spirit Vessel you again. And you're not healing a lot.
Welcome back.
So yeah, I don't know if I really get that.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
But basically just non-committal, but they're still weakening you. That's where the vessel comes in. And because it's very damage over time, they don't take a lot of damage in return.
Radiant are scanning.
So now I'm top to escape Ursa, but I don't want to be top because that's Gyro's farm area. And now I'm thinking of taking these stacks, but I think that's unfair as well because again, this is Gyro. So I think I hit it once and leave. Okay. I didn't know my own strength. No, it's a mistake. It's a mistake. I left the ancients though for him, no? Reported. Reported. So I think I just finished my Blade Mail. Wait. I cancelled going Blade Mail, didn't I? Oh yeah, I changed my mind. No Blade Mail anymore. So I'm going straight for Tarask. Maybe with Blade Mail I'm asking people not to focus me. But I want people to focus me because I'm the only tank. This is what happens when other people frontline. By the way, I predicted this. I told them to get away here. They were like pushing into a tower with everyone missing. I'm like, get away, get away, get away. So the enemy has claimed win probability. Does Spirit Vessel do damage? Yeah, it does damage. It reduces your regen, and I think it slows you. So, I was gonna farm and push bot, but then they dove really deep. So we got some return kills. Crazy guys. Gyro got the kill on Axe and Jakiro, that's great. So now we earned our Reaver. So I've got Radiance and Tarask, which basically means I'm invincible. And it's really hurting them, especially the supports are really hurt by this. And enemies are going to miss some hits. And I can farm. So it's everything I want.
Bounty.
So what would you get after Tarask? Well, I think it's time to go with the core items for Kunkka. Water Park, Aghanim Scepter, and Aghanim Shard as well. We have lots of wards now on the map in this side. And I was pinging that... I would like to know what's up there. I feel like now is a great time for a smoke. And now I want to harass Ursa a little bit. I don't want it to be a full play, but anytime you harass a carry, many people TP. So I'm just hiding for a bit, and then I'm just going to make a play on Ursa without the intent to kill or be killed. I just want to do one combo. Hit him. And that's it. He's half-life. And I go back. Cost me almost nothing. He's 70% life. I don't want anything else. But Silencer and Wind Ranger do want something else. So they come here. And now I feel like I should make the play on Axe. I'm going to try to ER combo him. I didn't want this to happen. And we know Ursa's still there, right? Like, I literally just harassed him. Everyone's looking. So I feel like that's a support mistake. I, of course, also didn't communicate what I wanted to do here. But, yeah. Yeah, I don't think Silencer or Wind Ranger have what it takes to kill Axe at this time. So, like, it's not even a good play. I just wanted to force a reaction. So now, because I was forced to TP, I want to farm on enemy side of the map. They're going to be less likely to expect me here. I wanted to take Ancient, but it's already been taken, so I'm going to wait to take it again. I can't help there, so I'm just going to let it happen. Looks like he's going to get away. And now suddenly it opens up an opportunity as everyone is looking mid. We can go kill Jakiro, and I call out the shot to Zeus that we can kill him together. He's got pipe, but I'm coming in from the flank. He probably did not expect that. Okay, E-Blade kill. So now you look at the minimap, you see 3 of them coming for us. So I'm quickly gonna finish this final camp. And then I'm gonna TP straight to top. I did lose my courier, because I think I brought clarity and I didn't send it back properly. So this is what I managed to do quite well so far this game. To constantly show in a side lane, and then when they come for me, I just leave. So it's really nice to create space. But it can also be risky. But that's why I like to play offlane, because if I die, it's just position 3. It's still bad, but it's not as bad as a 1. Because you can do the same thing as a position 1, and in fact often you do want to do the same thing as a position 1. Why? It's because lane farm is worth more than jungle. So using the warp gate and TPs to constantly go between is very lucrative monetarily and for XP. These are some of the essentials that have helped me climb to 5000 MMR from position 3 and 4. Is that every time the opponent balls up, is to just not meet them until they push into something you can TP towards. So now I pretty much had nothing left to go. I didn't want to stay next to the warp gate because they just took Roshan so they could come through the gate. I didn't want to steal any farm from Gyrocopter, so I just tried to stack the Ancients, but there was no Ancients yet. And then they called me to do Tormentor, and I figured, why not? Let's do it. I don't have TP, which is why I cannot play Rat style right now. And because my courier died, I can't bring a new one either.
Radiant are scanning.
What's your tip for teammates always wanting to fight in 3K bracket? Well, I would recommend not joining them. You would be surprised to see how much gold and net worth you gain if you're constantly on the other half of the map of the enemy death ball. You will ask your teammates not to fight. Usually I do so non-verbally with the Control-Alt left click, which is the titty, titty, the X. So let's say if I see my Zeus here mid and I think it's risky, I'll be like titty, titty. Oh, you can even do it in replay, that's cool. So like Silencer, I feel like he's risky, so I'll be like titty, titty. So it's like non-verbal communication that he's going to be attacked from the right side. If I look at the map right now, I think Silencer is most at risk. And you see the couriers coming here, so I tell my team on voice that the enemy has smoked into our Ancient. So I'm like, titty, titty. And I just farm the perimeter. I see them placing sentries in the mid lane. I'm just hiding because recently we did a scan and we saw that they were smoked. They're either here or they're either here. So since they don't find anything, the next thing they'll do is either go top to Gyro or they go bot through our jungle and then here. So I wanted to stay here to stay safe and just let their smoke run out. You should see the map through the enemy's eyes. Whoever shows in lane will be the next target, because that's exactly how I play when I'm smoking with my team. I'm smoking with my team and I'm like, shit, we didn't find anything. Oh, that guy! Huh, you just go. So now I know I'm an instant target, because Zeus and Wind Ranger are defending behind tier 2. And Gyro isn't showing. And Silencer, I think, maybe did show.
Dire's bottom
So
tower
after
is
you
under
show, you can hide. And now I show again. And I pay the price for it. 3 people TP'd. And this happened because...
Dire's
This was a
bottom
very bad
tower
mistake.
has fallen.
This happened because we have all of our tier 2 towers. They
Dire's
pushed
top
in
tower
once
is
and we
under
glyphed it.
attack.
No one showed on the map from my team, which is good. Because we are kiting Aegis. I show once on the map, now they know where I am. I show again, they're like, okay, fuck you, we're gonna get you. Because they're bored, they don't have a hobby, right? They don't want to attack into tower
Dire's middle tower
for too
is under
long
attack.
as a team. They want to get hero kills immediately. So when I went under that tower, I gave them really good odds of basically getting like a payoff for their TP.
Radiant's bottom
And I
tower is
meekly
under
typed in
attack.
chat, 3 people TP for me, okay, I guess. As if somehow that makes it okay to die there. It's like, well, I guess if they're gonna TP with 3 people, I use an ult. I created space, didn't I? Yeah, it did open up for
Radiant's
Gyro to
bottom
TP
tower
top.
has fallen.
But I'll tell you what, I can do the exact same thing without dying. If I walk up to this tower with an E that starts in this point, I walk up, I do a W and a Q. The whole wave dies. Depending on if they look properly or not, I'll E back, then I can TP if I see them TPing. That's one thing I realized. You can create space as a 3, 4 or 5. You can create space for your 1. You still did create space. But it doesn't need to end in your death. One thing I realized yesterday after the last night's stream is I get curious.
Radiant's top tower is under
I'm
attack.
thinking, I know the conditions whereupon an opponent can go for me. You show in wave once, show in the same wave, and then show in the same wave. I know that they can come for me. But you know what I always ask myself? What if they
Radiant's
don't?
top tower is under attack.
They can come for me, but what if for whatever reason they don't? Because they got other hobbies. Let's find out.
Radiant's middle tower
And then I
is under
find out they
attack.
do come for me. And that curiosity, that uncertainty, leads me to take far too many risks. It's better to learn the game properly and to always assume that the risk will be followed up on. That it will happen as it could happen. As you know, it could happen. This should be easy Ursa kill, he got silenced. And this game, for the most part, I assumed that something that could happen will happen. Murphy's Law. And that was actually a lot more useful for feeding less. I still had 2 pretty bad deaths. So that was really nice. I came in with the flank. Gyrocopter and I ulted. Silencer ulted. We missed everything. However, while they were running away, X marks the spot, offers a solution. And we kited out the Aegis for long enough to know that Ursa didn't have one anymore. I think the entire team should have just let Ursa go. But then again, turning, since we had no global, was also kind of fine. Honestly, I'm not sure how we won that fight so hard. But I was pretty unkillable with Heart of Tarask.
Dire's top
You could
tower
see they went
is
for
under
me.
attack.
And then didn't get much done.
Dire's structures are fortified.
So abandoned items right now is Aghanim's Scepter. Axe has Blade Mail, BKB Travels, Blink, Vanguard, once Axe. Jakiro has Pipe, once Axe. Lina has Axe, Aetherlands, Yules, E-Blades and Travels. And Ursa has Nullifier. Corrosion still. Diffusal, which I hate. Look at the last hits Ursa has. I really think enemy team had a carry problem. You could tell he wasn't that good in lane. And then he just doesn't have the last hits. Because Diffusal. No Battle Fury.
Tower is under attack.
So I would never recommend going Diffusal Ursa. I would always go Battle Fury. Simply because if game goes on and you need to scale, you can't. Diffusal relies... Yeah, he doesn't have a farming item. He has a PvP item. And I hate playing the game that way in pubs. Because you don't know. It could just take really long. So now I have my shard. And I kind of put Lina in a safe spot. Because of that, Gyro has to chase really, really far. And in fact, I think he gets away because I saved him with my tidal wave. Oh, we get him eventually. But had I not pushed him off the cliff, I think we would have killed so much more. So it's interesting, the interaction between Yules and Kunkka. You E Lina. If he Yules too early, or if indeed he Yules at literally any time, you can just Q to time it for his landing in Yules. So I still feel like it's a positive interaction for me regardless, even if he tries to block the X marks the spot with Yules. You just aim for him to come out of it. And then you can also tidal wave him when he comes out of it. We just formed our axe. I let my team know that we have it. So now we just have this godlike build. 4,000 health, mischance, evasion. We've got lots of CC. And we have good net worth. So now the next thing on the agenda. Got a couple of options. I could do Silver Edge if there was something I needed to break. But I don't think there is. I could go into Nullifier. To do the thing I said at the start of the game. Nullifying Ghost Scepters, Yules and Ursa's overpower stacks. I could replace Magic Wands or Bracers with something else. Daedalus, for instance. And it's not like I don't have any Daedalus value. I have Heart of Terras, 40 bonus damage. Radiance is 55 damage. Scepter is 10 damage. So Daedalus is an option. But I'm gonna go... Am I really gonna go for Halberd? I don't know if I finished that. We'll see. In fact, I should go for Halberd and for Nullifier. I can disassemble the Radiance and reuse the Talisman of Evasion. I don't remember if I ended up going for it yet, though. I don't think it's a fantastic Halberd game, to be honest. It's nice against Lina. Oh, this one was sweet. Pushed them on the high ground. Halberd is good against Ursa, it's good against Lina. And I can rebuild it from the Radiance. I don't remember if I end up going for it.
Radiant structures are fortified.
They're all dead, so we should be able to take a Rax line. Gyrocopter, Satanic, Daedalus Axe is building Butterfly, Silencer, Aeon Disc, Force Staff, and Refresher. Zeus, once Refresher, E-Blade Phylactery, Axe, and Windranger has Solar Crest and Glimmer, and is going Lotus. Which unit is Windranger build on from Warcraft 3? It's Illyria, I believe. Sylvanas' sister. Or is it Sylvanas herself before she turned undead? Oh, Sylvanas pre-undead.
Dire are scanning.
So we are second net worth in the game now. Oh, there we go. I decided to go for Octarine. Oh, I muted Dota when I sniffled instead of my microphone. Sorry about that. Same place on my console. I want to make sure you hear it properly. Next time I'll fart, I'll mute Dota as well. And put the mic at my... So Octarine, super solid on Kunkka with the Water Park build. More E, more Q, more D, more F, more R. It's amazing. Right? I don't have any items to activate except face boots with Octarine. But it's good on all of these. It also means I get Tidebringer every 3 seconds instead of every 4, which is pretty nice. For my skill build, it's kind of weird. I'm not sure what's best yet. For level 1, I'm pretty sure Tidebringer applies as slow as the best. But then, when you look at the rest, the left 3 talents, Damage, Cleave, and Tidebringer, are for carrying.
Hope you're doing well, Grubby.
They're like for position 1 or 2. Thanks a lot, SC Fox. Right, the left 3 are for carrying. Damage, bonus damage on your cleave, and more Tidebringers, which is more damage and more cleave. And I never go for the left side ones, except when I build Silver Edge, because I want synergy. But now I wanted to try it, because I did open with several damage items, like Tarask and Radiance. And I didn't go straight into Shard and Ags and Oct, which I normally build often. So usually when I plan to go Octarine and Axe and Shard, I go for the right side talents. More knock-up, stun time, and a bigger AoE for my Torrent, and the Ghost Ship fleet. But now it was kind of a hybrid. Partially carry and damage, which was pretty good to be honest. And then partially still building the CC for the team. Torrent talents are virtually must if you're going Axe. It feels that way, right? But what if I just post you the intellectual challenge of coming up with an argument for why they are not a must? The right side. The knock-up also gives extra damage, BSC checked. Okay. Makes sense. They're in the air longer and it's damage over time. Actually, it doesn't indicate that. Interesting. Well, I haven't needed Water Park yet. We haven't had like a full-blown team fight yet. I can assure you I'm going to be using it. Kunkka has been played in the tournament this week. Any idea what the pros were picking? They were pretty much picking the right side talents when they play Kunkka offlane. So I think it's probably an illicit little ego luxury to go for the left side talents. In the game that I just played before, which was after this game, I went Tidebringer slow, 45 damage, and then I still got Torrent AoE. But I think it's true, even if you go Radiance to Rask, you should just take all the right side talents as Kunkka offlane. If you're not going Daedalus or Silver Edge, despite having Tarask and Radiance, you should just go for all the right side talents. But left side can work if you're ahead, or if you want to get ahead, because it does more in one-on-one. Additionally, the Torrent AoE doesn't matter if you're doing one-on-one either, but it's good for the Axe. So again, they have Aegis, so I'm just playing other sides of the map, letting them push. I also asked my team to deward this location. They just took Roshan here. So if you actually rewind a bit, they just took Roshan. I'm like, hey guys, can you deward this? There's always an ops ward here at the gate. But nobody wanted to do it, so I just do it myself. When I was in Guardian spamming Spectre, I got really upset if my supports weren't building wards. Because I had been taught Dota 2 by chat and by some coaches that the supports buy the wards. And some coaches have told me sometimes as a carry you can buy one observer ward and it's okay, right? You place it where you want it, where you need it. But for the most part, I bought into this dogma of the Yules was actually too early, so I still got my X mark. I asked for Gyro to come with me. Maybe we can get Lina. I asked, can we do it? And I also mentally prepared him and I said, if we don't get the kill in 3 seconds, we get the hell out. I told him all this on voice. We can get Lina, you come with me. He immediately responded. I X'd him, he used too early. We got the combo. I didn't think we're gonna get him. I said the opponent will respond. So whatever happens, after 3 seconds we leave. And he agreed with it. And so we did it. That was really nice. And we actually got the kill. I was really happy about that. But where was I? Do the right side talents apply to Axe? Yes, they do. Don't you like Silver Edge? I like Silver Edge, but I don't think it was important this game. I wanted to play on the offlane and farm. Oh yeah. So in Guardian as Spectre or Anti-Mage, I would get really tilted if my supports weren't putting wards where I wanted them. But one of the things that really set me free mentally is to stop thinking in that dogma that there is a way that things are supposed to go. So now every time, whatever position I am, because I played so much support, I don't mind thinking as a support anymore. When I started ranked, I mostly only played carry. And I had a really spoiled attitude. Even though it was right, theoretically, I got upset if the game was played wrong. And now, as a position 1, 2, 3, 4, if someone's not buying wards and I open the shop and I see like, hey, 3 observer wards, 9 sentries, clearly no one has been buying. This is lovely, we got the full stun combo. He was just shopping. I'm like, hey, my supports aren't buying any wards. I'll just go ahead and buy them myself. If as an offlaner I see 4 ops ward, 10 sentry in shop, I'll buy 2 observer wards and 4 sentries. I don't care. I'll just buy it. And I'll collect the XP and gold. Because I'm experienced enough now to know where the wards are. So we both got X tier because of Lotus, which is fine. I turn on the water park. And it actually maybe almost saved Silencer, but it didn't. So let's watch this again. What happened? So we kill. By the way, how long did he have Aegis? Yeah. Wow. Wow. Okay, yeah, sure. No problem. No problem, man. Yeah, I mean, it was planned. You know, it's funny because I did call out that he only had Aegis for 30 seconds more, but that was really something. Anyway, let's look again. So we push in with Ursa dead. Gyro. I want to have a free view here. Gyro's here, Windranger's here. That's a Baron. He 4-staffs forward, walks into the ice, gets Axe Gold, Aeon Disc procs. Ursa buys back. He's got no 4-staff because he 4-staffed forward into an Abaddon. So again, I feel like supports made a mistake here. Silencer way too gung-ho. Windranger started the fight. Silencer followed up the fight with 4-staff.
Now that was a failed book. Now that was a failed book.
3 fail boats in a row. So I'm just getting out. Everyone's dead. Then Gyro got the kill. He got 2 kills. And then he killed someone with the axe. Okay, so we were 2 versus 5. I got out to save myself. I asked him to get out as well. But then he ended up killing. And I was like, bro, I didn't know you were going to kill them all. I would have stayed, sorry. My 5,000 health offlaner TP'd out and I 1v5'd and killed 4. Gyro probably right now. If I stayed with him, he would have lived. I would have lived. We would have killed them all. I mean, it was still good. I would say... You had 4k HP? Yeah, I had 5k HP or something. So I think... It's not the first time that I was safe, but I was too safe. The other time being in bot lane, tier 1 tower, somewhere in the start of the game.
Gain 500 MMR just by watching Grubby.
In this one simple trick. Why pick 70% cleave without Crystallis Daedalus? Yeah, I just wanted to try it. But if I could do this game again, like, I don't think it's griefing to pick the left side ones, because they still have value. It's damage, it's slow, 60% slow for a second. But actually, left talents don't interact with that at all. Yeah, looking back, it's definitely a lot worse. I'll take all the right side talents this time, like next time in this situation. Even if I open Radiance and Octarine and Heart, even if I open Radiance and Heart, and I have a lot of damage, I'm not going to do it. So this is my nullifier reveal, but I pressed X way too quickly. So I never got the Lina. I told my team I get my ult back pretty quickly. Please don't do anything because I don't have any ult. And I decide to farm the Ancients, which I'm of two minds about. On the one hand, this is for me to visually illustrate that I'm not going to help them. And I'm still building net worth. But on the other hand, even if I don't have ulti, I'm still extremely valuable if I'm there in the fight. But this is me just sticking to my principles, telling them I'm not going to be in the fight, wait 20 seconds, then we can fight again.
I've always wanted to be a giant.
It can work out well. Your team believes you and position's safe. But it can also be bad because you could lose a fight that otherwise you could win despite not having my ulti. So I'm not sure if I should keep taking that risk or not. Or if I should just stay with the team. In a way, I also feel like staying with the team is a risk as well. My presence there emboldens them to position more aggressively and to think they want to fight. Even if I tell them I don't have ult, if I'm there anyway for moral support, they're still gonna fight. The first person on the enemy team that shows up, they will take the bait. Here I told my Wind Ranger, go away, this little creep matters nothing compared to Aegis. I had asked my Zeus to check with Nimbus to see if Roshan is up. It was up. So we immediately went, and Wind Ranger kept farming the closest camp to enemy base. I'm like, please don't take that risk, like it's nothing compared to Aegis. It's a hard balance, your call is probably correct, but being with team can be helpful if the other team makes a go. Right, but like I said,
Less than 3.
It's always two sides, right? Because I'm there, my team is gonna fight. Are you more comfortable captaining off stream? Yeah, because I know my opponents aren't listening. Right? I'm very comfortable captaining on stream or off stream, but as we've been shown a couple of times this week, sometimes I am calling on stream and the opponent is listening. If Gabe told me, if God told me, it happens 80% of the time, I would not be surprised at all. If Gabe or God told me, same thing, right? That it happens only 10% of the time that one player on the enemy team is ghosting, I would be super surprised. But it's my choice to stream, so the consequences are mine to bear as well. But yeah, when I'm playing off stream, I'm feeling super comfortable to call quite a lot. Because I read the game pretty well. Oh, I love this one. Look, let's look at it again. So I open with an EQ combo, non-committal on Axe. No, I open with Nullifier E on Chikiro to combo him. And then I use Tidal Wave for the second boat to also hit the Baden. Triple stun.
Dire's bottom tower. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
I tried to Tidal Wave. What happened here? I tried to Tidal Wave Axe towards me, but I missed. Oh, okay. So because I clicked here and I was here, it comes from here and goes straight down. I should have walked here and then clicked here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
I decided to buy back because we have the outpost and I have TP available. And because we still have Aegis.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So I'm very aware that Axe is on the right side. So I was trying to find him. But I didn't see that he blinked. I see it now in the replay, but I didn't see it before. So he was already higher up.
Has fallen.
I think we should... Oh yeah.
Middle tower
Okay.
is under attack.
I asked Silencer to buy back. Look at this situation. 56 seconds. He has TP available. And we have Cheese. We're 5v5. 4v5. I asked him to buy back. But I now see that he has no global. So if he buys back, he doesn't have a lot. No global, no Aeon, no refresher. So if I could make a call again, I would just ask for us to go back.
Dire's bottom barracks has fallen.
I have ulti, but Silencer does not. Zeus does not.
Dire's middle tower
I think we
is
should
under
go back.
attack.
Instead, I make a distant play on Ursa. Gyrocopter get 100 to 0'd
Dire's middle tower
by
has
Lina.
fallen.
And now we're without our Gyrocopter. I can either walk through an Axe Macropire, or I can run into them. I decided to run away, but Axe's call made me run into them anyway. And as tanky as I am, it was not enough. At this point, I complained that Silencer didn't buy back. I said we're all alive. But he said I had no ulti. I pinged that he does have ulti. But it just came up. And I realized that seconds after our conversation that probably he didn't have it, but I didn't know by how much. And then I said it's okay to defuse the situation, wrote a smiley face. It's okay, we're fine. Classic toxic behavior. Pink global. I said Silencer didn't want to buy back. But we should have backed off. Yeah, I played this off stream when I woke up
Radiant's middle
today.
tower is under attack.
I kept telling them, don't glyph yet, don't glyph yet. Now also don't glyph yet, I told them. Because I want to see if all the catapults are gonna die. Now I press glyph.
Is under
Soon.
attack.
Because I want to make sure that the entire wave is in.
Radiant structures are fortified.
So this is a good glyph timing because we didn't glyph for the first 4 creeps. And we didn't glyph for the first 2 catapults, but we glyph for the whole wave. So now there's a higher likelihood that, especially if someone else was cutting wave in the far mid lane, there's a higher likelihood we're going to enjoy a few seconds of backdoor protection. If this wave got cut, there would be. I think they designed it, there's never backdoor protection for consecutive waves, right? Because they need to go over like this line to disable backdoor protection. And then it will be disabled for 15 seconds after the last creep got killed over this border. So if you have no counter push wave, it will never be disabled. It will never be re-enabled. So now I was considering Boots of Travel because I already don't have buyback anyway. And I already have a pretty good set of items. So I replaced my face boots by travel so I can do more ratting and more responding. I can also do ETP plays. I didn't use ETP plays this game at all. Previously I have done that trick quite a bit, but I didn't do it this game. We went for smoke. I'm looking ideally for like a kill in top lane. They would expect us to be bot lane. I expect them to be in the ancients. So I was thinking if we can get a smoke kill top, that would be ideal. So I'm gonna sneak a peek up. My smoke broke and I had no vision, so I immediately back off. So he used BKB, we used Global and Ghost Fleet. And that's an Axe BKB, so there's a lot of missed shots here. That's the second Global, by the way. Very eager on that. And Axe is now caught in a bad spot because I eat it. Then I wave them into us. They get stuck against the trees. I have another wave. Axe got completely stuck then zoned. Now I'm gonna try to save Zeus
Dire's middle tower
by
is
nullifying
under
Ursa and casting waves, but I freaking missed my wave again. That was supposed to hit Ursa. Now I'm just boating myself. And then, bam! Tidal wave into the boat. Ha! Finally didn't miss.
Dire's middle tower
Was a
has
failed
fallen.
pull.
I love those creative combos that Kunkka has, where it's not a clean combo, you press one then the next, but it's kind of adaptive. You're boating yourself to stay alive with Rum, and then you see a chance to use Tidal Wave in a creative manner. It's really fun. Just kind of messing with Ursa. He can't kill me because I have Octarine Nullifier, so he does no damage. I have nullifier every 7 seconds or something, every 8 seconds. Yeah. There's only 3 out of 8 seconds where he's allowed to use cast and use overpower.
Is under attack.
So although he has no damage against me, he does have 30 Fury Swipe stacks on me, so checks my abacus. I'm taking 1400 bonus damage from Ursa's attacks.
Dire's Ancient is under attack.
Practically no damage.
Dire's Ancient
To be honest, I'm really low on armor this game. I had at most 25 armor, and usually I was closer to like 15 armor. But it turns out I didn't need it because they were missing their attacks and I just had so much health. And a lot of damage they did was magical or pure. So, that's the game. Fun game to play. And hopefully it was a fun game to watch and maybe someone learned something. Now let's go play more games. Thanks for watching. GG.